never skied Mary Jane Winter Park, and I really want to check those out. I've never done it.
You should, you know what? We'll put you in contact with our friends over there. There should be a collab going between y'all two. There's too much not to, you know.
Right.
Obviously, it's fishing the good fight, but when you're not on, you know, those winter months when you're not breaking through ice in Wyoming, you could be taking people on the mountains.
Right, and maybe there's opportunities where we use some of their lodging for retreats, or some of the water that's right there, because they have the Fraser River and all sorts of stuff in that area. So
I couldn't agree more. There we go. We'll do contact trades after this. It's one
cool.
of those things. All right. So before we roll out, we do have a couple questions that we like to ask all of our guests every week. And that's the Stoned Appetit questions of the week. The first one is, I saw you have a top knot back here. Chris also has a long hair. How long is yours? Show us the lettuce.
Let's see. This is just since COVID. This is the COVID due. So
you just got lazy over COVID.
Yeah, it's decided let's go for it. So there's the flow. There's the lettuce.
Yeah. There you go. That shoulder length. It'll protect you from the sun this summer.
Yeah. My neck doesn't get burned. I don't look like a redneck.
Yeah, but you're gonna sweat your tits off starting about tomorrow onward. I had the long hair and I cut it last summer, and I'm not mad about it right now.
Yeah. Well, mine's thick, so yeah, I'm gonna be sweating a lot.
It's thick as a bale of cotton. So that's not really one of the questions we ask folks, but we do have two, and I'm gonna leave it to Chris to handle it while I grab some water.
All right, so one of our biggest questions is the Stoned Appetit question, as we refer to it. And so let's say like you're getting back from a big weekend of fishing or a fly tying session, and you had a few beers, and you get home and you have those late night munchies. What are we going for? Like fridge, freezer, pantry? What are we hitting up?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. That's evolved for me over the years. I used to always go for baked goods. I was always cookies and stuff, and I've kind of lost my sweet tooth. So now it's like I'll probably make like a microwave quesadilla, just like sprinkle some cheese and butter on a tortilla and heat that bad boy up, or go ham into a bag of Doritos, something like that.
What flavor Doritos are we talking about?
Oh yeah, no, this is gonna be I'm gonna judge the shit out of you here. This is my expertise.
Cool Ranch.
Cool Ranch.
Cool Ranch.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go, boys.
I mean, we would have also accepted the original taco flavor with the old throwbacks, but not a lot of people eat on those flavors anymore. But Cool Ranch is definitely.
Oh yeah. I've also been known just to like eat a packet of cheese.
I believe that for more than one reason. You used to play football, so your caloric intake was probably like 12,000 calories.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I mean, how much has your diet changed since your college days? Were you eating
a lot? Yeah, I mean, back then, it was about 245, and these days I walk around at like 230, but I couldn't eat enough, so we had, our fancy dining halls, every meal was paid for, but I mean, we were just slamming everything we could anytime we had a chance. Like after college, I worked with some guys getting ready to go to the NFL, and one of them was a big time linebacker, and we tested his caloric intake, how many calories he burns if he just sleeps all day, and it was something like 2,000. Like if he didn't even run or lift or anything. So like this guy had to just walk around with a bag of nuts all day and just try to get as much calories in his mouth as he could.
Insane. Okay, so this is a question we don't get to ask very many people. Who's the most famous person in your phone, and can we text them?
Most famous in my phone.
Is it Nick?
No, he doesn't give his phone number out.
Okay. I thought you were about to say you knew someone more famous than Nick Saban.
No. It's got to be an athlete. I'm just trying to think of like who the more prevalent ones are these days, like Julio Jones or Dante Hightower.
Fisherman too.
He is. He's a Southern boy, man.
He's from Alabama.
Yeah, it's probably one of my teammates.
Where's Julio going this offseason?
I don't know. I mean, it seems like they're trying to make this Aaron Rodgers Julio thing happen.
I wish they would just let Aaron Rodgers come here and then let Julio go to somewhere like New England. But this is not necessarily a sports podcast. We've tried that in the past. It didn't stick. But that is great. I'm going to have to start asking that question again.
Who's like,
he wants to win.
yeah, no,
Fuck
and
yeah,
get the fuck out of Atlanta. Like, I'm
Right.
sorry, like,
Chris is an Atlanta guy.
he's not going to win at Atlanta.
He got us close. He got us to 21-0. Yeah.
We all remember that.
Yeah.
So there's actually a very strong chance that Chris has actually seen you live in person before. Unironically, like at least in Atlanta.
We've been to a bunch of Bama games. Like I've been going to Bama games since I was like probably 4 years old with my dad.
Yeah.
He's been like a member of Tide Pride forever.
That's awesome.
Bear used to come back and take all his money.
So who's your most like if you could pick like one Alabama player that was like one of your favorites of all time, who would it be? Personality and playing wise.
Playing wise, it's probably Dante Hightower.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking you would say. And that's probably the guy who was just burning 2,000 calories sleeping.
Oh, he's burning more than that. So like, he's probably at 3,000. Like Dante was a year behind me, and when he came in, he was one of those guys that like the first time you see him in person, you're just like, what the fuck? Like, what is this thing? Like,
yeah, I would not wanted to get on his tracks.
His calves are the size of my quads, like I'm like, how do you move? I mean, and he's out there racing receivers, and in high school, he was returning kicks. Can you imagine being a 17-year-old, 150-pound safety and having Dante Hightower running?
I would have dove out of the way.
It's like watching DK Metcalf play those
right.
basketball against that little white kid.
Yeah. I mean, if I was a parent, I'd pull my kid from that game and be like, "Here."
Yeah, Dante Hightower is one of my favorite athletes to watch.
And I mean, personality-wise too, he's just one of the best guys. Like he was just hard worker. We always hung out. We were always friends. Like just a cool dude.
I love it. That's awesome.
That's awesome. I'm going to tell my dad I talked to you today, and he's going to go nuts.
That's funny.
Well, if you're listening to this, Mr. Byard, buy a T-shirt, buy some flies.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Tell them to come out here and fish. Sponsor a trip. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's go.
I guess Dr. Byard. My apologies. I didn't know. God, it said Mr. Okay, so we're talking random names, random people in the world. It leads us to our last question of the day. So you've made it through the gauntlet. We appreciate you sticking with us and just putting up with my dumb shit questions. But this is the last one of them, I promise. Tomorrow you die. So tonight it's the Last Supper. You can have 3 people, dead or alive, join you at the supper, but you cannot be personal friends or family with them. So you can pick Da Vinci, but you can't pick your mom.
Okay.
You have to tell us what you're eating.
Okay. Let's go Genghis Khan.
Okay.
Nice.
King Arthur.
You're going straight Apex Alpha.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a duel at dinner.
Exactly. And let's mix it up for the last one. Robin Williams.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
A little levity of the conversation.
Little comedic relief there. Hell of a guy. Would love to just
movie of his.
Man, that is hard.
That is a loaded question. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, that's all right. That's hard. I mean, it's tough to beat Goodwill Hunting. I mean, that's for sure.
Yeah. It's okay.
I mean, Miss Doubtfire's hilarious.
Miss Doubtfire's up there. Okay, what are we eating? What are we eating at your Last Supper? What do we have?
Probably gonna do like a Brazilian steak meal, like fogo de chao type, just like unlimited, like Brazilian steak and sides. Like that's probably what I'm doing.
I feel like there's a story that you've got in your history from where y'all have gone in as a team or a couple of cats and y'all just closed down a kitchen. Like y'all just you're like, give us every last T-bone you got.
Well, we always joke. It's like those all-you-can-eat places. Like we just demolished their margins. Like they make money on everybody else, but like we just took them down. Like you get all-you-can-eat sushi or a pizza buffet or something. Like you have us, me, a couple other linemen and linebackers come in, and we just house it.
Favorite bar in Tuscaloosa?
I worked at Innisfree after football. So
just throwing people out for being too drunk?
Exactly. I was a bouncer at Innisfree after football.
Yeah. Okay, that's a great one. I wasn't sure if it was going to be that or what is it, Goulette's?
Yeah.
That's more like the frat bar,
Yeah.
I was a GDI, I was a goddamn independent as a player. So I went to the not quite as fratty bars usually.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like it's drinking Coors Light or Bud Light in that situation. Less fratty and the less fratty bar in Tuscaloosa.
Right. We went to Rounders a lot, which was more of like the club scene, since it was like we were such an eclectic group, of all of our different backgrounds.
Yeah, it just had a bigger vibe, different things going on.
Right, exactly. So like we went to Rounders a bunch, which was always just chaos.
I'm trying to think. Y'all had a venue we would drive over to for concerts. Maybe it was the Mellow Mushroom or next to it. Starkville didn't have shit for the most part.
Yeah. I don't remember.
What was your favorite town to visit as an athlete? Like vibe scene, if you got the chance to enjoy campus or anything?
Well, we really didn't get to, it was pretty much.
Bars.
Yeah, pretty much. You flew there, you go to the hotel, you're in team meetings the whole time. The best thing you may do is go to a movie or, take a walk around the block. But, LSU was always just fascinating because it was always a night game.
It was always ugly.
Always ugly, and the fans are just brutal, so it was always it was a cool environment. Like it's hard to explain just like how hostile that environment is.
Baby.
Yeah, it's cool.
How much do you hate Auburn though?
Wait, do you hate the booger eaters more?
I hate LSU a lot more than I hate Auburn.
I hate LSU these days.
Yeah. I mean, Auburn's more of a friendly rivalry, LSU is just pure hate.
I love that.
That's great.
That is such the answer.
How do you make it back often for games still, or like do you try to catch one or two a year?
Well, they're the Alabama football, like I mentioned earlier, they're a customer of mine for my other job. I work in sports tech, and so before COVID, I'd get down there a decent amount for work stuff, and it's always cool to see my old athletic trainers and guys that were teammates that are now coaches and stuff like that. But I haven't been since COVID.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. Why would you want to go down there if you can't enjoy the vibe?
Right.
Okay, well, we really do appreciate you joining us today. Sorry that we had picked your brain about the Alabama football thing to go.
No, all good.
Before we leave, let's we got a great connection via the Wi-Fi. Quick reminder, Instagram handles, things of that nature, as well as the website and where folks can donate, sign up, or get more information about the calls.
Yep, Fishing the Good Fight on Instagram, Facebook, and then www.fishingthegoodfight.org. We live off donations. So if you're interested in our mission, what we're doing, how we're helping men in the community, please consider either signing up as a member, buying some flies, or just, making a donation. Nothing's too small.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, dude, we really do appreciate you joining us, Jennings. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day. I'll touch base with you offline because I'd love to get involved and see if we can help out in some way. But
cool.
Thanks again for everything you do, not only for our local community, but for recognizing that it's okay to not be okay, and we're going to try to help out.
No, I really appreciate you guys having us. Any opportunity to share what we're doing and get the message out. Even just the guy just hearing this today, like it brings it to the forefront of their mind. So it does more than you guys even realize just being on here.
Well,
hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. That was a good episode, Chris.
Yes.
Well, until next week, it's stay hungry, stay thirsty. Cheers.
Roll Tide.
Hail State. Fuck y'all. Guys, that was a great episode with Jennings. He's just true. He's nice. He's kind, and he's doing the unspoken work. So we can't thank Jennings enough.
Last week on the episode, or excuse me, over the weekend, we teased what had happened with my camping snafu. And so I wanted to give this as a little treat of why you don't camp with Kip specifically. I'm a fucking idiot.